It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.
Hi, gang. It's me again, the beast with a million eyes, Lex Reibestein, artist, writer, entrepreneur, raconteur, and this is The Next Beast Thing, Volume 3. And I have a special guest today, Miss Paulette Ross. Come on out.
Oh, it's all about perception.
Well, yes, that's true. That's true. Well, if you
Okay.
Should we tie that to your head? Would you like to wear that?
No,
through the whole
I'll
show?
come out. I'll come out
Okay.
of behind the cardboard.
Okay, there we go. So, as many of you must know, Paulette is the owner, operator of the lovely P. Ross Boutique. I assume the P stands for Paulette.
Less on my check.
Yes,
yeah.
okay. And she is also the mastermind behind Nyack's famous Art Walk, which is coming up this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah.
And she's going to tell us all about it, and she's going to tell us who these folks are that we disguised ourselves with. And so tell us. Well, let's do a little history first.
Okay.
When did you come up with this idea, and
Why?
why?
Why? Okay. Well, 14 years ago, I opened my store, actually 14 and a half, and I decided that it should be more than just clothing, shoes, bags, and so on. I had all these great white walls,
Right.
and so why not bring art in? My shoes are art, my clothing is art, my handbags are art, so why not have other types, other mediums of art? And so I conceived of this art walk where I turn the stores into mini art galleries with the artist present for the whole weekend. It's a juried event, and as I said, it's the 14th year. Yay!
Yay.
And it's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right. And the show has a theme,
Always, yes.
and this year's theme is
Perception.
perception. So what do we mean by that?
Well, I really try not to get political in my theme. Sometimes it's a little difficult in these days.
Yep.
But if I take something that could be interpreted that way, but also spin it a little differently, then the sky's the limit with what the artists create
Right.
and so on. The reason that I have a theme is so that the artists, they're required to create one piece that speaks to the theme. And from that one piece, I choose which would be the poster piece, which would be the piece that best represents the theme and also will attract attention so that as you're walking by, it grabs you and it becomes the ad for,
Right.
and all the promos for the art walk. So, perception. Because, perception is the ability to hear or see or become aware of something
Right.
Through your own means. But in today's world, we are so stressed out that our perception gets a little skewed. So it's really easy to explain it by seeing is believing.
Exactly.
Is it?
Yeah. I
Really?
think it is.
And,
That's my perception.
I heard it with my own ears.
Yes.
Did you?
No, I heard it with my own ears.
But did you? Is what you heard really
This is
what was
third
said?
degree?
Yeah,
No.
well, there's perception.
Perception.
And I think
I
with
love
art, it's what you see when you look at art. And it is subjective.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what the artist wanted portrayed. It's how you interpret it and what you see. So
So this is the poster for this
This
year,
is.
and the artist is Michael Delaney,
Mm-hmm.
and he's represented in your shop.
Yes, that's my privilege.
That's
As
your
producer,
privilege.
I get the
Right.
poster person.
So this is an interesting piece. What is the actual size of the original? It's
The
at least
the
this
original
big,
is
right?
48 by 48.
48. So it's about this size.
Yeah,
And what is the medium on that?
it's paint. Well, it's a paint. It's oil and acrylic, I believe.
Okay.
It's on wood, but it's very light
Uh-huh.
for that size of a piece.
Uh-huh.
It's really all about perception. It's entitled The Claw Machine Game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep looking at it, each time that you look at it, you see something different.
Right. Just like being at a claw machine game, you see all the treasures and go digging for them.
That's right. When I looked at it, I saw a woman, and then I saw other visions of what she thinks she sees in herself.
Mm-hmm.
So it became a little more personal to me when I saw it. But it's so dynamic. In person, it's fantastic. And he's extremely talented.
Mm-hmm.
It's very street art
Yes.
that he does. And, well, here, I mean, we held up.
He did these as well.
He
And
did
these are
these.
on
They're on cardboard. Yeah.
It's very, what's the word for this? I can't think of the word I want. But anyway, are these anyone in particular?
Well, this is Suzanne Plachette.
Oh, yes, okay. And that is...
And this is, I don't know, I know who this is, but I just don't know the person.
Uh-huh.
It is his, I believe it's his stepfather.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
But, you know, it's who do you see?
Right,
And who do you see here?
right. Well, I do see Suzanne Plachette now that you mention it. So
Could have been Liz Taylor.
could have been Liz Taylor. And,
Could have been Joan Crawford on a good day.
It actually looks something like one of my own drawings from years ago that everybody thought was Jean Tierney, though it wasn't.
Ah,
But
yeah, maybe.
so
Yeah.
right.
So he does a lot of things on cardboard. I think we have another example here.
Mhm.
He has refrigerator magnets. And we have, I think, about maybe a dozen and a half of them that are all for sale on cardboard. And it's just what Michael does. It's whatever he finds, whatever materials he finds to refurbish and to paint on and to have a message, he uses. So that's kind of cool,
Very cool.
repurposing.
About how old is he?
Well, when you meet him, you'll see.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Again,
Uh-huh.
he looks like he could be 17, but he's not. He's older.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'll be, again, perception.
Like myself.
All of us.
Yes. So here's the map that and the brochure with advertising and so on. There's the map, and this is the guide to the map. So why don't we run down some of the people who are on here?
Sure.
I don't mean literally run them down. I mean it's just who do we have? I see some familiar names. There's Jeff Spindell, right?
Mhm.
And Chris Campbell, and well, you tell me because I'm having trouble.
Well, we
seeing.
we have 28 artists in 24 venues this year. Each year I try to get a collection of artists juried in that have not necessarily been in. So this year we have about 50% new artists,
great.
which is really cool. So we have some people who went to Art Walk a couple of years ago might have seen Walt Nygaard, who did his art on combat paper.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was a big hit, and he's back again this year.
Cool.
We have Christina Biaggi, who was the poster person last year. She's in it this year, again, something different. She's done for it. A couple of new people. We have Anne Wang, Jessie Taylor. We have someone new to Art Walk, but pretty well known in Nyack, this guy called Tony Ziegler. You might have heard of him.
Wait,
Wasn't he
I'm getting a
kind
headache. Tony Ziegler. Yeah. I've heard of him. Yeah, he just opened a gallery
Yes, he
down
did.
on South Broadway. Yeah.
So his art, he will use his gallery and put his art up. At least that's what I'm believing is
Yeah.
happening down
Yeah.
there. Let's see who else. We have Andrea Nally, Wendy Drews, Chris Jacopino. Some of you, some of the viewers might know him. David Durr, he's from New Jersey. And it goes on and on. Robin Shepherd, a local. So,
Well, it sounds like a great mix, and we're all looking forward to it. Now, that artist that we just mentioned
yes.
happens to be in the studio today. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Were you going to do a little demonstration or something?
When you tell me the secret word.
Oh, well, this could take some time.
Well,
Oh, well, that part, yeah. But I thought you had something else that you might want to show that you're going to be doing on Saturday or Friday.
oh, we're getting a
Uh-oh.
preview.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. And what do you call that?
Fart. It's flopping art.
Flopping,
Flopping
art.
art.
Flopping art, so it's called fart.
I see. And
Which Lex never does. 'Cause he has to hold it in.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, on another note.
on another note, yeah, and we don't want to hear any notes either.
No, please.
So, okay. So
Well-
that's flopping. That's a new
Right.
technique I've never experienced before.
No,
know,
but
like-
at least it wasn't trashing art. It was purposely done, so like an installation
It had
piece.
a
We
vivid
have 20 pages now.
sound.
Now you have 20.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Got it.
It's all about the math,
Right.
arithmetic.
Math is algebra. I failed algebra.
Okay, arithmetic is just adding 1 and 1.
Well, 15 and 15 and 30 and 30 and 60 and 60 equals what?
All of
12
that
and-
together, I don't know. I
Well, how about
didn't.
12 and 12?
Yeah, I get that. That's 2 dozen.
That's right, 2 dozen. So 2 dozen and 2 dozen
Yes,
is,
4 dozen.
so 4 dozen and 8 dozen.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I
Minus
didn't know
2
I was going to be tested in math here.
Yeah,
Well, it's arithmetic.
I know,
It's
but it's,
arithmetic.
right brain, left brain, so.
So I'm all left.
and you can't
I have
spell.
no more- Right.
You
Right,
can't
right.
spell arithmetic without A, R, and T.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's
It's
correct.
arithmetic.
It's art. It's art.
It's arithmetic.
It's also, and you got to watch out for the arthritis also if you're going to do your art. Arthritis has art in it too.
Okay.
Well, great moments in
I,
surrealism.
can I go
They
back
happen
my-
here
Yes,
at the
yes.
Nyack Village Theatre.
Lester,
Oh,
Can
yes.
I go about my business?
Please go about your business.
And you'll tell me
and
the secret
and,
word.
and you know the secret word.
I know, but you have
and-
to tell me it before we can go further,
Okay.
because then we'll be behind.
You'll know it when you hear it.
I know.
Okay.
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 Back to work.
Back to your cage.
Back to your cave, Batman. Wow. Well, that gives us a taste of what people might expect to hear, see, and feel when they get to Tony's gallery on Friday,
Correct.
Saturday, or Sunday.
That is absolutely correct.
Wow. It's
I know. That should be interesting.
it should be. So, anything else you'd like to say about it, or yourself?
Well, me, I could, I mean,
Like
I could go on all day, but I'm not going to do that. But next year,
yes.
just to give a plug for the 15th anniversary
Absolutely.
of Art Walk, it's a very special year as well. It's the 100th anniversary of the signing of the 19th Amendment, giving us women the right to vote. August 23rd, 1920 is when that happened. And so Art Walk will be dedicated to that theme, and all the artists will be female next year, because I figure, why not? Why not for a 15th anniversary?
If if I'm female next year,
You can submit. you, you can then submit.
this isn't going to happen, folks. But I'm just.
I think it takes a little more than that
Oh my!
to be a
A little
female.
myrtle.
Just a little.
Well, that's the beginning. You have to do a couple steps.
Yeah, but that happens.
Well, he might
years,
already have
many
two.
years before.
I might have two already.
I already
my
had my
gosh.
banana before, so
We don't
This
have any.
don't
interview
have any more
seems to be
bananas.
going downhill.
yeah, it's going downhill. I apologize for that. Okay, back to work. All right. So, well, okay. So that sounds great. And what else?
What else? Let's see. Oh, well, let me give you the hours.
Yes.
So Friday, the 14th, this Friday, from 7 to 9, the artists will be in their venues. On Saturday from 2 to 7, they will be in their venues, and Sunday from 12 to 5. So I suggest that you stroll through the wonderful village of Nyack, take in our culture and our art, meet the artists. You know, it's a great way of introducing people to art. It is less intimidating than going into a gallery, especially if you don't know anything
Right.
about art. You
Right.
know, I don't want to go in. What do I ask? What do I say?
Right.
This way, the barriers are broken down.
Right.
The artists also learn how to deal with the public. So, and to be the best salesperson and representative of their own art. So it's a learning curve for everybody. It's free. So you can get cultured and it doesn't cost you anything. Or you can go into some of our wonderful restaurants, bars, new ice cream shops, and eat your way through
Right.
through Nyack. You know, we're the art and soul on the Hudson.
Right.
And it's a wonderful walking village, and this encourages you to really get to know art, and get to know the village. You discover different shops and different types of businesses that are all over Nyack. So it's a win-win-win situation.
Yeah, it's always great fun and so interesting. I've met so many really intriguing artists, and
Thank you.
I think we all want to thank you for coming up with this idea and making it happen every year.
Thank you.
And we wish you continued success in both your endeavors. And thanks for coming on the show.
You're so
And,
welcome.
I also want to mention that during the Art Walk, after you've had your fill of the artists, you might want to come by here in the Nyack Village Theater. We're going to show an art film.
Oh, fabulous. What film?
It's called The Art of Failure, Chuck Connolly, Not for Sale. And it's a winner of all sorts of things. And which night is that? I have Saturday on my calendar, but I think it's on Friday. But you can call the theater and find out. And so we're going to do that as our
That's cool.
part of the thing. And before I forget, this reminds me, we do a film every full moon here at the Nyack Village Theater. It's a werewolf movie. Okay, so it's Friday we're showing The Art of Failure, and it's a great documentary film about this artist, Chuck Connolly, and what happened to him in the 80s and so on, and his attempts at making a comeback. It's hilarious and heartbreaking at the same time.
What time?
8 o'clock. Maybe a little later.
Yeah, well, Art Walk's over at 9,
Right.
so it might make sense,
Right.
if you can, to do it a little
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to the full moon thing. So on the 17th, which is Monday,
Yes.
we're showing Return of the Vampire with Bela Lugosi, and as a vampire, but it is a werewolf film. He has this werewolf in it, henchman type guy, and it's really great 1940s cheesy stuff, and so I'm inviting everybody to that also. So this can go back here, this can go back here, and I guess we're gonna wrap things up now. I think we're gonna
Oh my gosh.
wrap things up.
I'm kind of seeing out of the corner of my eye some something happening.
Is that the secret word I heard?
I heard the secret word. I think we're going to wrap things up now.
Okay. Am I going to get out of here alive?
Uh-oh, when I asked for help on this, I sure got it.
Not? Okay.
First time we ever did this. Oh!
Okay, I guess
oh.
he's wrapping me
Oh.
up.
Does this have anything to do
Here,
with the fact
here's
This is Christo's birthday!
Christo and Jean-Claude's birthday is coming up this Thursday, and we just thought this would be a silly
Wait a second.
and
we have to wrap
and Ziegler-esque way of celebrating. And after the werewolf movies, I should do some mummy movies, I guess. Anyway, so that's it, and
Just breathe.
that's a wrap!
Bye.
It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.